Hey everybody, my name is Mike Dugan. I'm a sales consultant here at League Apps. Today we're going to be speaking with Shane Klein-Rominski from TMBA, the founder and co-owner, on his organization and how they're utilizing League Apps. I also have my colleague here, Nick Sutejo, who is our manager and responsible for building out a lot of our basketball business here at League Apps. Nick, could you take a few minutes to just introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hey, everybody. As Mike mentioned, my name is Nick Sutejo. I'm a former college basketball player myself at the Division III level. I played at SUNY Cortland for all 4 years, was a team captain, and was fortunate enough to find League Apps and really related to the mission of empowering great youth sports experiences to happen. Basketball played a tremendous role in my life and how it helped shape me to who I am on and off the court afterwards through things like mental toughness, self-discipline, work ethic, working in a team capacity. It's really helped shape who I am as a person. And I'm excited to not only learn from great youth sports entrepreneurs like Shane, but others out there and how we can help them and support their mission of enabling great youth sports experiences through basketball.
Shane, if you could take a moment to just tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us about the National Basketball Academy as well, and what makes you guys unique.
Sure. I mean, very briefly, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. I went to high school out there, played at Bowling Green State University, led the nation in field goal percentage my senior year. They actually put me in the Hall of Fame. So I think they were really weak on candidates that year, that they needed someone. And then I got the pleasure of playing overseas and getting paid to play basketball for 7 years and visit, 7 different countries and live in them. It was just a great experience. And, I've always been, people have always asked me to work with their kids. I've always been drawn. I felt like I was really good with kids so I started running some camps while I was overseas, and the opportunity presented itself when I came back and retired. I just met a businessman. He said, "You should really start your own business." And I said, "Doing what?" He's like, "Just training." And because I always did it for free. I mean, I love being in the gym with kids and helping them. And so that's kind of what we started on. In 2002 in June, we started the National Basketball Academy, and it was just on personal and small group training. That's all it was. And I kind of was, I guess, naive to think that it would always be me. And after about 3 months of that, we decided there's a guy named Steve Vega who's my partner now. We brought on Steve, and we've just really taken off business wise. And our whole philosophy is just doing the right thing for kids. When you make the right decisions and it's all based on helping kids, everything else falls into line. And so we're very passionate about helping kids achieve their goals and their dreams, both on and off the floor. And a lot of the stuff that Nick was talking about, perseverance, hard work, effort. I mean, basketball is the ultimate team sport. We train kids to be great individual players, and we want that, but they also have to incorporate that into a team atmosphere. So the 3 things we really preach to kids are: 1, are you going to work hard? 2, are you going to be a great teammate? And 3, are you coachable? Because those are the 3 things that are really going to make you successful after basketball. If you can do those 3 things, work hard, be coachable, be a great teammate, you'll be successful in life. So with all of our programs and everything we do, we try to teach those 3 things to kids.
That's awesome. Shane, you definitely took a bit of a different path. I actually had to pay to play basketball going to a division. You got the free education and got paid to play for it. So we took a little bit of a different path, although both collegiate and high-level basketball players ourselves. I love how you touched on your kind of like 3 pillars of hard work, being a great teammate, and being coachable. I think those are things that I definitely experienced through my time as well. Can you just chat a little bit more about the mission? It sounds like you touched on it a little bit, but how you guys are accomplishing some of those goals and delivering some of those experiences through your programming at TMBA?
Again, when we first started, it was just personal and small group training. That's all we did. But we realized that if you want to be in the basketball business, you should probably be in business and be a partner with one of the biggest basketball organizations in your city. So we ended up partnering with the Cavaliers for a while, which was great. Got our name out there. We did a lot of good things with them. We were actually with 14 NBA teams at one point with TMBA. Right now, we represent 4 NBA teams. We represent the Milwaukee Bucks, the Indiana Pacers, the Orlando Magic, and the Houston Rockets that we're official partners with. And So we do a lot of camps, we do a lot of clinics, we do personal and small group training, we do a lot of leagues, we do teams, and we do tournaments. So, we basically say anything involved with basketball that we do and that we're really, really good at them.
Shane, I mean, it sounds like you're doing so much, and I mean, I know you are, right? You're a partner of ours. But with all this program you guys are doing, prior to getting on board with League Apps about 2 years ago, how were things? How were you managing all of this? From a technology standpoint, just in general, it's a lot going on. To do that through spreadsheets and pen and paper has to be difficult.
So when we first started the company, my partner was a tech guru, apparently, and we created a website and built it and managed it and hired a full-time IT guy just to do it. And as you grow, you have different issues. And what I felt like is I always felt like we're the only people in this space doing it. Like I never reached out to other people and other companies. And that's one of the things that League Apps does that we can talk later about. But so our biggest complaint from our staff as we grew was, number one, it took way too long to post a program. And I know I'm getting technical here, but it took way too long to post a program. And it took way too long to get the finance figured out on our end. So when we, were looking at a partner for this, League Apps, it was right there and took care of all of our needs on that. I can't tell you the how excited and how happy our staff is that we can actually post a program ourselves, and it's really, really easy. When it took, and this is not a lie, it took 1 hour to post a program, and we could not do it ourselves. Our IT guy had to do it. So when you're running in 6 different cities and you have 15 to 16 programs a month, so all that time and effort that our IT guy took to put up those programs, like guys were like, hey, why isn't my program up? Why isn't my program up? Well, guess what? Now with League Apps, you can just go post your own program and not have any issues. So the speed in which we can put programs up and start taking registrations was just a game changer for us, just a huge game changer. And on the other side of that, the financial side. So with our old system, our finance guy and our finance person and our IT guy had to get together for about 5 hours every Friday and go through each individual registration and make sure it was accounted for. I mean, we were wasting so much time and effort and wasting money on stuff that when we got to League Apps, it took care of it like that. And it's been a game changer for us on the time and the effort that it takes us to do those two programs, those two things.
Man, it's amazing to hear the impact that our partnership and technology has provided. And over almost 20 years since you guys have been operating, Shane, and operating in 6 different cities at any one time and giving 15 different programs going at any one time, you guys are managing and dealing with a lot of different things and parts of the pieces logistically from operational standpoint. And to hear how it sounds like employee satisfaction has gone up and you've increased some of your efficiencies, thus being able to have positive change in other areas that have probably allowed you to continue to grow as a result of some of those added efficiencies and employee happiness. Can you speak to some of the positive results in addition to the efficiency and employee satisfaction that have gone up through some of these solutions we've provided?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I should, I don't know if it's because of all League Apps, because we've been growing our business and doing things year to year. But, last year in 2019 was our top revenue year. We did almost $4 million in revenue as a company. Prior to that, I think we were at around 3.2. So the 2 years that we've been with League Apps, we did about $800,000 more in business. Do I account that all to League Apps? I don't know about all, but I would say a lot of it, yes, because we were able to, when you free up people's time, so I'm on the court every day because I love to. I love being on the court. I love helping kids. All of our directors are managing other people, but they're also on the court. And for them to be able to only take a couple minutes to be able to put up a program and be able to take a couple minutes to look where our registration at and our finances and everything on the back end and the way you guys have it, it just frees up their time to generate more business. And ultimately that's what it's about. And we're trying to continue that, with League Apps. There's other avenues in our business that we're trying to find a League Apps like social media thing. That would be great if you guys come up with that. No, but so we're constantly looking for someone like League Apps and some other areas that can just take and streamline everything that we do to help us grow our business, to take less time and effort and be more organized, like you guys have helped us do.
Shane, I want to back up a bit, right? It's thanks for articulating those kind of efficiencies that we've helped you with, but it can always be daunting to switch from a legacy system or your previously used system to a new system. And I know you have a person in an IT guy, and you have your different directors and things like that. But could you sort of speak to what that process was like transitioning onto League Apps? Even if it's just sort of what you heard from your team. I know you didn't have as much exposure to it, but what that process was like getting on board with us.
Well, obviously it's scary, right? And I wanted to do it 2 years earlier, and I was getting pushback from our IT guy. No, and because everybody's set in their ways, and so we related to a kid with a jump shot, right? Hey, you're a decent shooter. You're fairly successful, However, if we can adjust 3 things in your jump shot, you're going to get really, really good, and you're going to become a much better shooter. So we kind of took that perspective to our IT guy and say, look, we're okay with what we're doing now, but we need to grow and evolve and get better. I know it's scary. We were all scared. But I'll be honest with you, from the first time that we spoke, Michael, I was like, you know what, I think this could work. And to be honest with you, I'm not just saying this just to say it, but it was really, really easy. And every step of the way, from, hey, how do you want your website to look? I mean, we spent time just looking at other websites, and we say, hey, we want this look. And guess what? You guys were able to make it. And you said, hey, how's this look? And we said, that's perfect. Can you tweak this and this? And it was done. Like, it was just so refreshing, and then just from everything, okay, the look of it, how we want it to run, and your guys' feedback, because you guys do this, you're professionals, and hey, we think you should do this. A big thing, we're not a big, you're not going to find a lot of videos on our website on how to do stuff. That's not the company we are yet. We might get there. We just said, you said, what is your goal? And we said, we want to make people register. So guess what? When you go to our site, register now, because that's what we are. And you guys help provide that, make it, so people don't ever ask me on our new website with League Apps, how do you register? There's register now buttons all over. And that was always our biggest complaint. So from that aspect, and to be honest, the tutorials that you gave us and our team to be able to how to post a program, and it just made it really, really easy and seamless, and the transfer and just everything. The back end is really simplified where you can get it if you don't know, if you're not a tech guy like me. I mean, even I got it. So if I got it, I think the majority of people should be able to get it. But it was great. And then the ongoing support, if we have a question or problem, you guys always respond. Send an email, make a phone call. You guys are always there to help us give us the answers to our questions and that kind of thing. So it's to be honest, I couldn't have asked for a better relationship.
I love how you compared it to a kid with a jump shot. It reminds me of my high school days where I used to fight my varsity coach, where he tried to get me to learn how to take a mid-range jump shot. And I was like, I'm either going to the basket or taking a 3, no mid-range for me. And then
that's probably why you only played Division III.
Exactly. And then when I got to college, my college coach was like, Nick, you're not stepping on the floor because you're going to get bodied. I'm only 5'11", so I had to learn.
I played pickup with him. It's a lot more than just a mid-range jumper.
But I love how you make that comparison. I'm always into comparing things to basketball. But Shane, I appreciate all of the kind words about our service and our customer success team and the website, which I'm glad you alluded to because I want to dive into it. It seemed like one of your organization goals was to drive registrations and simplify that for your end users. one of the things that I've always been impressed with is the brand of TNBA and how you guys have differentiated yourselves amongst other basketball leaders across the country. Can you speak to how League Apps helped develop a brand, and are the website that we helped produce in collaboration with you and the team really represented the brand that you guys wanted to exemplify through the website?
Yeah, I mean, the brand is important to us, down from our logos to everything. And so how to portray that onto the website, because, we have the National Basketball Academy, which is our brand, but we have the National Basketball Academy Houston and the National Basketball Academy Cleveland and the National Basketball Academy Orlando. And how do we incorporate all of that into a website and make it easy for people to say, hey, they're a bigger company. They're just in all these different markets. So we portrayed that on the website pretty well. And we continue. It's, as you guys know, branding's an ongoing thing, and communicating that to your clients and that kind of stuff. And I think we're continually working with League Apps to kind of expand our brand and making sure that we're always in the right possible way to do that.
Shane, I wanted to pivot to sort of the current times we're in right now, right? There's no playbook out there for what we're going through, right?
Yeah.
And every small business, whether it's a mom and pop store in a town or youth sports, has been affected by everything. So I'm just curious, kind of, how has League Apps proven to be helpful during COVID and during these challenging times?
So obviously it was tough. You want to talk about directly hit, right? I mean, I was talking to people about PPE loans, and this guy's like, yeah, we just got our PPE loan for $800,000 in the first round. And I'm like, well, what do you do? He's like, I'm a CPA. I go, but you're still working, right? He's like, yeah, we just got it. I go, I can't be in the gym. Like, that's my whole business. Like, gyms are shut down. I can't be in the gym. Even though we're a bigger company and we can talk to people like the ownership group, we were like, what do we do? We were so isolated. Like, we didn't know who to turn to, who to talk to. We were just like in a little box, and we didn't know what to do. And then I remember this, I can't remember the exact day, but I remember getting an email from League Apps that said, hey, I know everybody's going through this. We're going to host a call, and we'd love for you guys to get on. And I sent it to Steve and Jack and Eric, and I said, guys, like, we should get on this. Like, they're going to talk about some of the issues that we're going through. And we got off that call, and we kind of had a game plan from that call. So, when you're in your little isolated box and you're worried about, your business, and you're worried about the kids and all this kind of stuff, League Apps kind of gave us that path that we could say, okay, here's what they think we should do. Let's take that and let's make our game plan from it. So that's what we did. We were able to, we tweaked some of the things, but we immediately got on social media. We started doing free Zoom calls for kids because, look, adults are we cope. Kids don't know how to cope. They're at home, so we were able to do a ton of different things that I think that helped us keep our kids engaged, which is important, and keep them exercising and going through some drills and that kind of stuff. And prepare the parents for, hey, we're still going to be in business. Like, we're still going to have our teams. We're still going to do these things when we figure all this all out. But that all stemmed from League Apps. I don't know what it would have been without League Apps, because you guys gave us those ideas and kind of felt like we weren't alone when we were isolated and didn't know what to do. So I appreciate that. That was great.
Thanks for those kind words again, Shane. And that was something, as a company initiative, we really focused on engaging the broader youth sports community to provide resources, whether it's how to apply for a PPP loan, the best way to do that, thinking about things like liability and waivers. There's a whole slew of things that organizers like yourself were facing that we tried to help provide resources to. So appreciate those kind of words, and glad it had a positive impact. I know we were talking about this a little bit offline before we jumped on here, but were there any ideas that you had in terms of how we can bring youth basketball leaders together, in a sense, going forward in some new and creative ways to continue to help expand the world of youth basketball and your business directly?
Yeah, I mean, Nick, as you know, everything's about relationships, right? We've cemented some great relationships in this business, and obviously a great relationship with League Apps and as a partner. And I view you guys more as a partner. You're an essential part of our business. And, you know, and one of the things that we talked about, like, we're going to grow our tournament business. We want to grow our tournament business, but you got to need partners, and you need people to, you know, to attend your tournaments, and we need to be able to send our teams to good tournaments and that kind of stuff. So, you know, maybe trying to get some of our tournament business, you know, working with some of your groups that you guys work with, kind of introducing each other, and maybe having some forums and like, what's the best way to run a tournament, or who's looking to grow tournaments, or, you know, so, you know, we can add some pieces to that. I mean, we're competitors, but we're not. I mean, a lot of these people will travel, but you're only going to travel with your top teams. There's a lot of local kids that aren't going to ever see the travel, and that's okay. But, you know, maybe having some forums where we all can talk about, you know, the best way to run tournaments, and who wants to travel and who wants to come to Cleveland, or, you know, hey, we want to send teams to, you know, other areas, and we're looking for this age group. Like, so I think that would be very, very, you know, important to us, and I think other basketball partners, and, you know, other sports in general.
Shane, looking into the future, right, beyond kind of your day-to-day here, what are the plans, focus, goals for, you know, the next 12 months and beyond for TMBA? You know, hopefully things get back to normal pretty soon for you guys.
Yeah.
You can start focusing on those goals.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're actually, I'm sure you guys are seeing it too. I know you guys had a big month last month. You know, I think last year at this time, we saw about 62 teams in our fall league. We're up to 81 this year already, and it started last week. So we're seeing a little bit of a turn. You know, as you said, we're focused on the future. We're finishing up the year trying as strong as we can. But actually, our owner meeting will be in here in Cleveland next week, so we'll have a couple guys fly in for ownership meetings, and, you know, just plan the next 12 months and what we want to run in every market, and those kind of things. And we're excited on the league apps to, you know, explore a little more on how you guys help with the tournament side, the background on the teams. And I think there's some good things that you guys have in the communication aspect that we have not been able to implement as of yet, just because we just haven't had time. But, you know, so I know you guys offer like easier way for people to pay for tournaments online and that kind of stuff that could help us generate, you know, the worst thing is with tournaments, you know, oh, we're going to pay. And then they don't ever show up because they didn't pay. So, hey, here's an easy way. Here's a text, go right to this thing, fill out this information, and pay for it online, and you're all set. So, you know, working with league apps on some of that tournament, because that's going to be our really growth in every market. You know, and it's kind of crazy. We ran about 6 tournaments here in Cleveland this year, and we usually run about 15. We ran 6. And then I'm looking down in Orlando, where we hardly run any, and they ran like 7 this year. And I'm like, that's the COVID capital of the world was Florida, and you guys are running more tournaments and making more revenue than we are in Cleveland. I mean, it's all good because it's all TMBA, but, you know, but then, you know, I look at it, we're chasing money. You know, I mean, in our business, you know, we don't want to chase money. You know, that's the worst. You know, so how can League X help us even more than they have, if you can not chase money, you know, and make it easier for people to pay and go online and register and all that. And in teams, I mean, you know, a club could pay for 10 teams over here. And so it, you know, that's what we look forward to as far as our relationship, getting to know that business better.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Shane. As you focus on growth for the tournament segment of your business, we look forward to partnering and helping work through and solving some of those challenges that you just alluded to help continue to deliver the impact that we started with for TMBA over the last 18 years. As we're getting ready to sign off, this has been incredible information and insight that you've been able to share with us. I just wanted to provide you an opportunity to share any parting thoughts for any other youth sports leaders or entrepreneurs out there, on any last thoughts from you being and operating in 6 different cities and almost having 20 years of experience as a youth sports leader in your community, in your local and across the country. So any parting words on your end to leave with anyone?
I mean, just to reiterate, I mean, to be honest with you, League Apps has really streamlined our business and helped us grow. I mean, it's saved us a lot of time. And to be honest with you, we've been able to save money by reducing our admin staff because of what League Apps has done. So I encourage, like, if you're questioning it, like League Apps, do it. Don't even question it. Like, because you guys, the streamlined process from beginning to end was great. And usually when people sell stuff, they're like, okay, well, we got it going and now we're done. Well, that's not you guys. You guys continually work with us throughout. Questions, issues, problems. You guys are right on top of it and right there. And then what else can you say? When people needed a voice and people needed some leadership, during the tough times, you guys were right there. So I would encourage anybody just to go down the league, talk to Mike, talk to Nick, get to know these guys and what they can do for your business. It's done great for us. And then from the business side, very simply, just do the right thing for kids. And if you do the right thing for kids, everything else will fall in line. You make the right decisions. And to be honest with you, those decisions were tough during COVID. Do we offer in-group training? Do we not offer? Do we offer tournaments? So we had to make, we always got to do what's best for kids. And so we made every decision based off of our belief and our philosophies. And when you do that, things seem to fall into place and you'll be successful.
Incredible. Thank you, Shane. We appreciate you having us and sharing all your insights, and good luck as we round out 2020 and head into 2021, and look forward to continuing partnering with you and TMBA.
Shane, it's always a pleasure talking. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. See you guys.